Growth Gang, what's going on? Hey, I got a special treat for you guys today. Today we are doing Mentors at the Movies. It's a series that I'm going to do continuously where we just take a look at different movies that I happen to love. If you guys have some movies that you want me to react to, would love to do it. I am a movie fanatic. I love a good movie. But before we jump into this, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we drop more videos just like this one. Today we are going to be reviewing one of my favorite movies. It is Fences, starring Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. But I love this movie. The first time I saw it, I really wasn't that into it. And I think it was because I was distracted doing something else. But the second through like the seventh time that I watched the movie, there were so many things to take away from Denzel's character and Viola's character as well. But there's one scene that I want to react to where he's having a conversation with his son. And I think it's such an important illustration that men just need to see, because a lot of us can relate to this. A lot of us are this currently and lack the self-awareness to know that some things can be problematic, right? And in order for us to want to grow or to take the first steps in growing, we have to be aware of our blind spots, right? And a lot of us don't realize we have blind spots because what we saw growing up was one way of fatherhood, right? So that is what we feel like we know, right? A lot of us have been through this, but as fathers, we're doing the absolute best that we can. But at the end of the day, if there's certain ways that we can improve on our choices in fatherhood, then yeah, we can do it, right? Like no one says we have to be static or stagnant the entire time that we are fathers in this lifetime. We can change. We can do things a little bit better. We can tweak. Perfection is not possible, but getting better is, okay? So let's dive into this video. One of my favorite scenes from Fences. Now, without further ado, I give you Fences.
You just now coming here from leaving this morning?
Yeah, I had to go football practice.
Yeah, what?
Yes, sir.
You know, I ain't but 2 seconds off you no way. That garbage sitting in there overflowing, you ain't done none of your chores. Now you coming in here talking about, yeah.
I was just getting ready to do my chores now.
Your first chore is to help me with this fence on Saturday. Everything else come after that. Now, get that saw. We're going to cut these boards.
Love it. He is giving his young son, giving this young man a sense of priorities, duty, responsibility, right? I love the fact that he's checking that with him at that age, because a lot of us will grow up not having that, and it results in constantly having to do things that we only feel like doing, right? We can only do things when we feel. If I don't feel like it, I don't do it. But I believe that God gives us responsibility and duty as a way for us to grow. If we don't have responsibility, duty, accountability, we're not growing, right? So what he's doing here is telling him, hey, you got priorities, okay? I know you want to do all these other things, extracurricular activities, whatever, that's fine. But I told you what your duties were in this house. You have chores, you got to come home, you got to take the trash out, and you're supposed to be helping me with this fence. Let's keep going.
Hey, Pop. Why don't you buy a TV?
What I want with a TV? What I want one of them for?
Everybody got one. Earl, hey, bro, Jesse.
I didn't ask you who had one. I said what I want with one.
So you can watch it. They got lots of things on TV. Baseball and everything.
Yeah?
We could watch the World Series.
Yeah, how much does TV cost?
I don't know. They got them on sale for about $200.
$200?
$200?
No, that's just $200. You see that roof you got sitting over your head at night? Let me tell you something about that roof. It's been 10 years since that roof was last hard. See now snow come this winter, sit up on that roof like it is, it's gonna seep inside, just gonna be a little bit, you ain't gonna hardly notice it. Then the next thing you know, it's gonna be leaking all over the house. Then the wood rot from all that water, and you're gonna need a whole new roof. Now, how much you think it costs to get that roof fixed?
I don't know.
$264 cash money, see?
That's a different time right there. $264 to fix a roof. We know how much it costs to fix roofs these days, and it's not $264. Not when a roof is sagging.
While you be thinking about a TV, I got to be thinking about the roof or whatever else go wrong around here. Now, if you had $200, what would you do? Fix the roof or buy a TV?
I'd buy a TV. And when the roof started to leak,
See, this is the mentality of a lot of people, right? Like, I mean, even I've had this mentality when I was younger. Like, there's some people out here who would rather, like, I've seen it firsthand. Women who will want to go and buy a pair of shoes and skip out on paying the rent or paying the mortgage. This is the same mentality, right? Same mentality. It's just a different subject.
need it fixing, I fix it.
Where you gonna get your money from? You don't spend it on TV. You gonna sit up in there and let that water run all over your brand new TV?
No, Papa, you got the money. I know you do.
Where I got it at, huh?
In the bank.
My kids are the same way. They think that I'm the bank, right? Which, here's the thing. We live a good life, but that doesn't mean I have to give you everything that you want. That's not how this works. A lot of things have to be earned, okay? The only thing that does not have to be earned in this life is our salvation, because God and Jesus worked that out for us.
You want to see my bank book? You want to see that $73.22 I got sitting up in there?
You don't have to pay for it all at one time. You could put a down payment on it and carry it on with you.
Not me. I ain't gonna owe nobody nothing if I can help it. Miss a payment, they come and snatch it right out your house, then what you got? Huh? See? Now, when I get $200 clear...
He talking about putting it on layaway. Well, no, it probably would just be like putting it on a credit card, essentially, back then.
I'll buy me a TV. Right now, when I get $264, I'm gonna get that roof fixed. Oh, Pop, you go and get you $200 and buy you a TV if you want to. I got better things to do with my money.
I can't get $200. I ain't never seen $200.
All right, I'll tell you what. You get $100, I'll put the other 100 with it.
All right, I'm gonna show you.
And you're gonna show me how you can cut these boards right now. There you go. That's $200 worth.
Powerful scene.
Can I ask you a question?
Hell, you got to ask me, Mr. Stewicki, the one you got the questions for.
How come you ain't never liked me?
Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you? Want to stand up in front of my face and ask a damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit. I asked you a question. What law is there say I got to like you?
None.
All right, then. Don't you eat every day?
Mm.
Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day?
Yeah.
Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me.
Yes, sir.
You eat every day.
Yes, sir.
Got a roof over your head.
Yes, sir.
Got clothes on your back.
Yes, sir.
Why you think that is?
Because of you?
Hell, I know it's because of me. But why do you think that is?
Because we like me?
Like you. I go out of here every morning. I bust my butt putting up with them crackers every day because I like you. You're about the biggest fool I ever saw. It's my job. It's my responsibility.
Yes.
A man is supposed to take care of his family.
Mm.
You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son. Because I like you, because it's my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you.
Yes.
Now, let's get this straight right here and now before I go along any further. I ain't got to like you.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rand don't give me my money come payday because he like me. He give it to me because he owe me. Now, I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life.
Mm.
Me and your mama worked that out between us, and liking your black ass wasn't part of the bargain.
Mm.
Now, don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Then get the hell out of my face and get on down to that A&P.
Road rage shooting.
Man, listen. Denzel does such an excellent job of displaying fatherhood in that scene. Now, the things that I would say that I don't agree with. Number one, I'm not calling my son the N-word, right? But again, different time. That's one thing. He was a little bit harsh, because the reason that the young man is asking him this is because he feels like his father is constantly hard on him, right? Which, when you're dealing with young men, being hard on them is not necessarily a bad thing, but there is a space for us to be able to sit down and relate to our sons as well, right? Like what I feel like is displayed so many times is like there's a hierarchy, like I'm up here and you're down here, so therefore you don't get a say in the matter. What I tell you to do is what you do. If I'm right or wrong, just do what I say. That's that, right? Like that's like a drill sergeant, right? Whereas there is some space for understanding, like our children are humans too. They have needs, they have emotions, they have feelings. They are not robots, right? This is not a Marine, right? So when he comes to him and asks him, how comes you never liked me? And his response is, why do I have to like you? Right? I think a better response there was, it's not about like. It's not about me liking you. I love you. Right? Now, all the material things that he's given him is partly because of love, because it's like, I need to take care of my family. But at the same time, there's a space there to share in the emotions that come along with being a Black man during this time, a father, some of the experiences that and there is a part in the movie where he starts to share some of his experiences when he was a kid and what his father was like. And what we're seeing right now in that version of Denzel is the improved version of what his father was, what Denzel's father was, if you listen to the story that he shares later on in the movie. And actually, I might play that part. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things to take away from that, man. So many things, because he definitely got a lot of things on point with the way that he handled that. But there were some things that we could tweak or improve on as fathers, brothers, husbands, whatever, that could just make us more human, right? More relatable, more empathetic, right? Because at the end of the day, you'll have a lot of people who come out and say that men are all this way, men are all that way. No, we're human, right? I think Jason Wilson describes it beautifully when he talks about being a comprehensive man. You can't let society or anybody put us in a box saying that we are all supposed to be this way, hard and cold and no emotion. Why would we be that way if we have emotions? That doesn't make any sense. If you as a human have multiple emotions, why would we only express one of them? Right? Now, there are certain emotions that men are prone to not exude as often as other emotions, right? But they're still in there, right? Men are more likely not to cry all the time or want to talk all the time about how they're feeling. That's fine. That doesn't mean that there is no space for us to talk about how we're feeling. We have to be realistic. We are still human. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. We are still human, and we all have the capacity to be able to operate in a healthy way, expressing our emotions and love for one another. It's okay. All right. But let's play the other part. Let's play the other part that where he goes into his experience with his father.
When you just take off like that.
My daddy ain't had no walking blues. What you talking about? He stayed right there with his family, but
These three right here are exceptional actors. When I talk about like cream of the crop, incredible. Incredible. This scene just displays their brilliance.
he was just as evil as he could be. My mama couldn't stand him, couldn't stand that evilness. She run off when I was about 8. She sneaked off one night, told me she was coming back for me. I ain't never seen her no more. All his women run off and left him. He wasn't good for nobody. My turn come to head out. I was
That's Denzel's oldest son right there.
14. Got to sniffing around Joe Canewell's daughter. Had this old mule called Gray Boy. My daddy sent me out to do some plowing. I got to fooling around with Joe Canewell's daughter. Found us a nice spot. Got real cozy with each other. She about 13, so we didn't figure we grown anyway. So we down there by the creek enjoying ourselves. Ain't thinking about nothing. Didn't know Gray Boy had gotten loose, wandered back to the house, and my daddy was looking for me. So we down there enjoying ourselves when he come up on us. Surprised us. Had them leather straps off that mule, commenced to whooping me like there was no tomorrow. I jump up, I'm mad, embarrassed. I was scared of my daddy. Now, when he commenced to whipping on me, quite naturally, I run to get out the way. Now, I think he mad because I ain't done my work. But I see where he chasing me off so he can have the gal for himself. When I see
When I saw this, I was like, please, like, just stop. Tell me. There's just so many things wrong with this, right? It's a movie. Well, we all know there's nothing new under the sun, right? Like these types of things do happen, unfortunately. But this scene was so powerful because I love the fact that he was able to sit down amongst his son, number one, and his friend, and get vulnerable with them, like tell them what he experienced, right? Because a lot of us are walking around here with stuff that we've been holding in for years. And we think that if we share it, it makes us less of a man. We're not supposed to care about that. Whatever, man. Yeah, we are. Because you carrying around that heaviness and that weight for an extended period of time, it is going to come out one way or another. And when it comes out, a lot of times we see it time and time again, right? It shows up in a very ugly way. And now you're fighting to clear your name. Now you're fighting for justice, whatever it is. We have to do our best to not find ourselves in that situation.
see what the matter of it was, I lost all fear of my daddy, and right there I became a man, 14 years of age. Now it's my turn to run him off. I picked up them same reins he used on me. I picked up them reins. I commenced whooping on him. Gal jump up, she run off. When he turned to face me, I knew why the devil never come and get him, because he was a devil himself. I don't know what happened. I woke up laying there by the creek and
The man got up. He said he saw that he felt like he was looking at the devil himself. He don't remember what happened. He just woke up next to the creek. His dad knocked him out cold.
blew this old dog we had. He was licking my face. Both my eyes was swole shut.
God.
I thought I was blind. I couldn't see nothing. I just laid there and cried. And Didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew time had come for me to leave my daddy's house. Suddenly the world got big. It was a long time before I could cut it down the way I could handle it. Part of that cutting down was where I got to the place where I could feel him kicking in my blood. And I knew the only thing that separated us was a matter of a few years.
What you got there, Uncle Gay?
Guys, if we don't handle the trauma that we've dealt with, all we do a lot of times is end up repeating the same negative thought patterns and habits that the people before us had. It is so important for us to have an understanding of who we truly are. You could take on the identity of your father, your father's father, your father's father's father, right? That puts you at a disadvantage automatically. So I see it two ways a lot of times. Either the person who had a dysfunctional relationship with their father either becomes just like that person or somewhat of an improved version of that person, or swing to the complete opposite side of the spectrum where they're the complete opposite because they don't want anything to do with anything that looks like their father, right? And both sides have their own issues because it's obvious that the side of sticking to where or being like the father is problematic, or somewhat like the father is problematic. But on the other side, you can lose a sense of your father's humanity. Because one of the things that happened to me throughout the process of growing up and becoming a man, my father was basically not in my life all throughout high school, right? So no, 8th grade through high school, right? We moved down south. He stayed in New York. Just was what it was, right? But as far as seeing him, having conversations on the phone with him was not a frequent thing, okay? Now, I had one perception of my father when I was younger, right? As I became a man, got my own family, got married, the kids, everything. As I became a man and started to understand the weight that comes along with responsibility, duty, all of this, my perspective on my father changed. All right. And as I went through therapy, same thing, right? Empathy started to develop because my dad has shared some of the things that he went through as a child. And the fact that all of that has gone unchecked, a big part of it is because that was stigmatized for men back then. Like, you didn't go to therapy for anything, right? You just dealt with it. That's what men do, right? Why would I be surprised that it would show up in certain ways in his life that I've experienced, right? Does it make it right? No. Does that mean I should condemn him? No. Because at the end of the day, I recognize his humanity and the things that he's went through, right? And I've received grace for the things that I've done, right? Because of the things that I've went through as well, right? So it gives you a new appreciation and understanding of we all are going through this life. We are not going to escape this life without some form of struggle. When I say struggle, a lot of people automatically think financial struggle. No, I'm talking about you can have all the money in the world and still have serious struggle, whether it's with family, friends, whatever. You personally, I mean, you could have mental health issues, depression, anxiety, whatever it is. We are not going to escape this life without some form of struggle. So the best thing that we could possibly do is get plugged in and start unloading some of this stuff. Okay? I love this movie. I love that scene right there, man. That's what we need to see more of, quite frankly, if I'm honest. Like, if we could get to a place where men, I'm not saying you go home and cry to your wife every single night about what you're going through. But serious things like this, or things that may be serious to you, but you think maybe wouldn't be to other people. But if it's serious to you, have that conversation. It's okay to have a conversation with other men or your wife if it's a safe situation, right? And let them know the things that you've struggled with or are currently struggling with. There's no need to keep that under wraps. There's no need to keep that under wraps. And I feel like the second that we start to believe that and actually put those things into motion, we're going to find that we can be a lot freer than we have been leading up to that point. You know, like, that's why in the Bible it talks about the importance of community and exposing your sin, like letting people know, like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. Hey, this is what my parents went through. My mother and father lived a very hard life. They're from the Caribbean, right? So they came up way different than the way that I've come up here in America. Way different. So there's a level of grace that I have to have for both of them, because it's just, they're humans. And when humans go through traumatic experiences, a lot of times if it goes unchecked, it's going to show up in not the most optimal ways, right? But I hope you guys were able to get a lot from this. I hope it was valuable for you. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And we'll be dropping more videos just like this throughout this Mentors at the Movies series. I'm excited about this because I love movies. If you guys have any movies or anything that you would like me to react to, please make sure you send it to my email address below, and I'll be sure to check it out and we can get the ball rolling. Let's keep on making some good content. All right, Growth Gang, I'm out. I'll see you on the next one.